Good evening, everybody. Welcome to an episode of Change Starts With Us, Ohio. Today, we're with Frank P. Wood. He's going to share a little bit more about um, his sentence and his criminal case that he was innocent of. Welcome, Frank.
Hey, Jim. Good evening.
Go ahead.
Thanks for having me back again, Jim. I know before last time we spoke prior to Thanksgiving, we were discussing the Attorney General's expert.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
His name is M. Douglas Reed, PhD. He's the one that examined my mind and beliefs. And so everyone's refreshed. You know, we're talking about State of Ohio versus Frank P. Wood. Case that come out of the Medina County Court of Common Pleas. Case number is 05CR0365. And we've been, Jim, I think last time we discussed Exhibit 46 out of my book, A Blueprint for Wrongful Imprisonment.
Right.
It can be downloaded for free at www.freefrankpwood.com. And these are those are his credentials. And then we started on exhibits, let's see here, a lot of paperwork, exhibit 34. And these were the core of his findings after he examined me. And I think we left off where he testified that he said I do not match the profile for a psychopath. He said he is not slick, cunning, or manipulative. No, that's because I am not a pathological liar, manipulator, or deceiver.
Right.
I like brutal honesty, and that seems to make a lot of people uneasy, but I'd rather have it up front. Don't have time.
Right.
And this is interesting. I need you to understand that the police investigated my home that I was leasing on Poe Road in Medina, and then they searched the home that I purchased on Gateway Lane in Medina. Now, remember, 2 of my properties were searched, okay? And this comes right from Dr. Reed out of the transcripts. Transcript page 475, line 19 through 24. And on this exhibit, this is number 15. And this is what he had to say. He does not have a stash of child pornography. If he were to be someone who would be a serious or historically sex abuser type, he would undoubtedly have had a stash. In my 30 years working with pedophiles and sociopaths, they all had a stash somewhere. He did not have any. Okay? Now, I thought that was interesting. You think that would have been like, hey, something's wrong here, okay? But the police, most of them don't care. Number 16, he has no organic brain impairment, which keeps him from knowing right from wrong. Everything he believes and espouses would be violated if he were to touch a child sexually, okay? Now, not only do I possess a strong moral fiber regarding this matter, Max Lucado, great preacher and author, he said belief determines behavior. And my belief system tells me that I am psychologically prohibited from harming a child or someone I love. I can't do it. Okay? I just can't. Now, number 17, and this is intense. He said, in my professional opinion, he is also not a situational pedophile. He was being sexually active regularly, therefore he would have not needed to turn to a prepubescent child. Here's the thing, okay? Situational. A situational pedophile would be like, oh, well, this is convenient. No, this is a child. There's a big difference there, okay? And if you recall, I was being sexually active with Scott's wife. He was not, while the girl was in his custody. And if you remember, the allegations of 50 additional events did not occur until after the girl moved in with him and him alone until trial.
Right.
Now,
I think you already proved your innocence. I want the people to know that you claimed innocence from day one, and you have proven your innocence, and now you just need somebody to come and assist you.
right. We need Jim. It's like I said, and I posted this on Facebook recently through my brother. You know, we have the evidence, but we need a law firm, a law school, somebody with the power, the financing, the media connections to make it.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
To get this honest judge act honestly. I have all the evidence and every law required and legal avenues available to reopen this case that I have not exhausted. I've been saving them. And I need help. If not, an innocent man is going to grow old and die in prison alone. It's pretty serious. But even Attorney Stanley, you know, he said, hey, somebody steps in, I will step out. And he will assist them, whoever it is, any way he can. And on top of that, Attorney Stanley will tell you, nobody knows the court documents, the evidence, or the people better than I do.
Right. And also, you stated in one of your prior YouTubes that the hospital confirmed that no rape occurred.
Right. Akron Children's Hospital, nurse practitioner Donna Abbott found a perfectly intact, flawless hymen. And that is, I think, Exhibit 14 in my book, the physical findings or lack of. And
Hold on, guys. I lost him for a minute here.
child abuse, medicine practitioners, all this is in my book. It's tremendous. If you so much as touch a prepubertal hymen, which is considered a Tanner 1 on a scale, okay, it would leave a permanent mark that does not heal and does not grow back.
Okay, how can people get a copy of your book, by the way?
Oh, hey, you know what? They can go straight to my website, www.freefrankpwood.com. There's also a link for that on my Facebook account at Free Frank P. Wood at Facebook. And when you go to my website, go to the back, and you'll see documents. It'll say Blueprint for Wrongful Imprisonment. That's my book. And you can download it in 9 consecutive files. And the book is intense because I called it a blueprint because I reverse engineered what they had done that I could find. I'm showing people how to reverse engineer wrongful convictions. And that new medical research report that I have, I filed for a motion for new trial based on that, but Dinah would not allow me to do so.
Well, I talked to you. I talked to Ron Stanley one time, the attorney. He said you know more about criminal law than he does. You know, of course, he's not a criminal attorney, but he said you're very knowledgeable in the law.
Oh, I can pass the bar. I guarantee I can pass the bar if I need to come home and finish my law degree. And to be honest, I was thinking about Cleveland State or Akron U. I'm not sure. It all depends on, you know, somebody can help me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, but I understand the laws involved, the remedies, the people, and the thing too, Jim, like I was saying, if anybody uses this evidence that I collected, this medical research report, and is exonerated, that opens the door for a lot of people. Because in Ohio, they use the dogma of point the finger and go. He did it. Just say he did something.
Right.
That puts you in prison. They don't need evidence. I mean, come on, let's be realistic, Jim. Prosecutor Eisenhower heard all this evidence from Dr. Reed and said, Your Honor, we can't let the jury hear this. And Judge Collier said, I agree. Come on, man. in Put-in-Bay, and as the girl said, not at Frank Wood's house, and according to the dates in the indictment. Now, wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. She's the victim. How can you call her testimony bullshit? Because her own testimony exonerated me. Remember, this poor girl, even as an adult, kept changing her story because they messed with her so bad she can't remember everything accurately.
Now, you were not even present in Put-in-Bay at the time of the crime, correct?
No, because I was living with Scott's wife at my house in Medina. I've never even been to Put-in-Bay. No one even testified I was there. But yet, I'm here. That's the problem. I mean, I'm not doing this for sport and entertainment. I didn't go through all this trouble begging people to help me for 15 years and researching all these laws and writing a book. And I even wrote President Obama. No, he never responded, but hey, I was trying. And I'm not doing this because I'm bored. Okay? I'm doing this because it's the right thing to do. 2 perps run free, and too many public officials violated state, federal, and constitutional law to do this to me, and they knew what they were doing. Oh, wait till you hear what I have to say tonight about Judge Collier and the little situation we're discussing with Dr. Reed. Judge Collier.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
Judge Christopher J. Collier of the Medina County Court of Common Pleas. I only have 3 notes left on Dr. Reed, and then I want to tell you what he said, verbatim from the transcripts. Okay? Real quick, number 18, I have no mental illness, according to no disorders, mental status, exam, everything's good. He said none of the 10 clinical scales were elevated to the clinical range. So I put down, hey, it's nice to know I'm sane for only a crazy nut would harm a child. You gotta be a real screwed up individual. Okay, and I gotta admit, I've met people in prison that have come clean with me, okay? And they went through a lot of serious physical, mental, emotional...
You have 1 minute remaining.
...and sexual abuse as children, okay? They went through a lot of hell. I admit it. That's how they became the way they are.
Hey, you come back?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But I want everyone to know I lived a good life. Life of privilege as a child. I'm going to call you right back, Jim.
Okay, thank you. Folks, what we give our friends behind bars a platform that they could share their story. And recently we had some people on regarding the parole board, which was awesome because that's a big part of what we do is we want to see the parole board change and reformed. And they added a new parole board member, but that's here or there right now. That's one of the issues we're fighting on. Then we're trying to bring awareness on wrongful convictions. We do not care what the charge of conviction is. If they're wrongfully convicted, we're going to give them a platform. Okay. Well, that was fast.
Hello. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using
Hi,
TTL.
Lori, Jerry, Karen.
Hello, Jim.
Okay, you're back.
Hey, Jim, this one is going to be very interesting out of the last 2. This is what he quoted. He's not in a job where he is usually brought into contact with minors. And here's what's key. So he pauses and he said, there's no predatory, deductive manner there. But Prosecutor Eisenhower made sure I got sentenced as a sexual predator. Really? Oh, no, they were making sure they got rid of me. Okay? Now, remember, I was in construction, commercial residential, for almost 20 years. A lot of people want me to come home and go back into business. No. I have business to do.
Right.
It has to do with finishing my law degree first. But what I do want to do is what we're doing now until I finish my law degree. And Attorney Stanley's offered me a job working for him in the process. So that would be great. I would be very happy about that. Here's something. He said these were my conclusions and opinions. Okay? Now, mind you, Jim, we just discussed the Attorney General's.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
And as soon as he got done, like I said, Prosecutor Eisenhower panicked and said, Your Honor, we can't let the jury hear this. Judge Collier said, I agree. Those two statements have disappeared from my transcripts, but Attorney Stanley gave me an affidavit because he's a witness that it was said. That affidavit is in my book. I want people to know that. Now, right now, I'm going to give you two comments that Judge Collier said immediately following his testimony. You ready?
Yes.
He said, it is not that you haven't done a good job doing what you're doing or that you're not capable of doing it. In fact, I find just the opposite to be true. Wait a minute. Judge Collier just realized this guy's on point. Now, that page out of my transcripts is Exhibit 48 in my book. Right after that, to no surprise, Judge Collier then elected to act what they call in subsidium. That's Latin for in aid of the state. And he said, I find that Dr. Reed's conclusions aren't relevant. Aren't relevant? And right after that, Dr. Reed approached me at the table in the courtroom in front of both lawyers, and he said, this is the first time I've never been allowed to testify. He's the Attorney General's expert. The jury never heard any evidence on my behalf. All they saw was an attack. The trial was rushed. It was confusing. And that's another reason I wrote the book. I had to separate the facts from the bullshit. Here, I put everything in chronological order according to in the timeline, that the events were testified to having had occurred. Once you put everything in order, you see it's wrong. It's so easy. And here's something else, too. There's a rule, state and federal, Jim, called Evidence Rule 702, Testimony by Experts. Okay? According to that very law, Dr. Reed should have been permitted to testify. Then there's an Ohio Evidence Rule 402. And I want people to hear this, Jim, because a lot of people get screwed in court. And hear me out here. He said,
this call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
Evidence is relevant. Now remember, Judge Collier called his testimony irrelevant, or his findings aren't relevant. Evidence is relevant and therefore generally admissible under Evidence Rule 402. If it has a tendency to make the existence of any fact that is of consequence to the determination of the action, here it comes, more probable or less probable than it would be without the evidence. Well, herein lies the rub, Jim. To allow for Dr. Reed to testify, the evidence he had to present would have proven the allegations to not only be less probable, but impossible for me to commit. But you see, the Medina County Prosecutor's Office, they have their own battle cry. It's called anything for a win. They don't care. Think about it. A prosecutor is there because his job is to put people in prison, and he's going to get paid. So what do you think he's going to do? Get paid. He's going to put people in prison. They don't care. And state courts get paid state and federal tax dollars to do this to people. This is a cash cow. Really, read the latter half of the 13th Amendment. Slavery for profit is still legal in this country. The Emancipation Proclamation kind of softened things up a little bit for opt-in states, but the 13th Amendment, hey man, that just made it illegal to enslave a free person without having them duly convicted according to due process of law. There's an exception to slavery in this country. That is uncanny. It's twisted when you really think about it. And I'm tired of being somebody else's stock option. Now, one more thing I wanted to share with you, Jim, about what they said here. I thought I had one more piece of law to come your way, but that's what I have on Dr. Reed. Like I said, it's been quite the adventure, and I don't know what to do next, Jim, but keep sharing the story. And we've come so far with what you and I have been doing with your group, Change Starts With Us Ohio. The next time we get together on the phone like this, I want to start discussing the felony free, which is going to take a lot less time. And then I want to go back to my jury selection. So I'm going in reverse order because I want people to hear the truth, and then I want them to know what happened with the jury that put this innocent man in prison. Because when we get to a certain point, I'm going to share something with the transcripts where Judge Collier told the jury to accept any evidence that he allowed in the courtroom as true. You can't do that. The case should have been dismissed. And understand, I have taken this stuff all the way through the appellate system to the U.S. Supreme Court, pro se, by myself. But they won't listen to me because they want to silently proffer the lie that the justice system is always right. If it was always right, why do we have an appellate system? To fix things. But there's too much damn ego and pride keeping innocent people like me in prison. Because they don't have the honor or the integrity to stand up and say, hey, all right, at least say, hey, a mistake's been made. I don't care. I want to hear I'm sorry. Because when people do...
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
I'm sorry doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean a damn thing, Jim, because their belief system did this. They only say I'm sorry when they get caught. That's like a guy beating his wife over and over. She's thinking, oh, he loves me, and he's saying, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. No, he didn't change his behavior. I spent 7 years studying psychology and emotional intelligence, theology, and philosophy in prison, and rebuilt my mind so I would never have a relationship like that again, because no one will ever do this to me again. Neuroplasticity is a killer, and you can restrict your mind through deep meditation. So that's where I'm at now, Jim, and something needs to be done. I need help. I need everyone out there, please share all of our links between the group Change, my website, Facebook, with as many people as you can just imagine, anything. I mean, like even now, someone recently told me that Congress, every senator in the United States is listed all their emails for their offices. If I can get someone out there to bulk email things like that, innocence projects across the country. What would help me is an innocence project that does not require DNA to overturn a conviction. That's the problem. They want the smoking gun, the new witness, DNA, or recanted testimony. But how can you listen to this and not know I don't belong here?
Well, they have a non-DNA section now.
Say again?
They have a non-DNA section now.
Hey, let me know. People, like I said, people can reach me. They can write me here. They can J-pay me through the prison system. They can ask questions. If they have ideas, they know groups. Hey, please put me in touch with them. I need help. I got a typewriter and I got some time on my hands. Let me know what you need. And right now, everything they need to overturn this conviction is on that website. Everything.
And that's
It's
Frank P. Woods, folks, his Facebook page. And he's got a website as well, too. What's your website again, Frank?
Oh, yes. www.freefrankpwood.com. One word, all lowercase, and you're there. And there's also a contact us section where people can reach out to your group, ways to contact me. and Ron Stanley. All of our information's on there. And I also did a contact us posting with all of our information on Facebook a little over a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago. Yeah. And just the right group came forward and said, hey, we got you. And that would be a miracle in the making. It really would. But that's what I need. And you guys helping me get the story out there, a chance to speak. Hey, Jim, let me tell you, thank you, because it lets me vent a little bit. It lets me get it out there. And remember, I wasn't allowed to testify at trial. No one testified for me. The court wouldn't allow it. I was by myself, basically.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
And as you can tell by the way I deliver, I have a deep passion and belief that I'm doing the right thing. Or
Right.
I wouldn't be doing it. Again, belief determines behavior. You know?
Well, I'm interviewing a guy Monday night who's on death row from Medina County, had the same judges as you did, and did not get a fair trial as well.
Oh my God. What prison is he in?
Chillicothe, he's on death row. His name is James Tellich.
James what?
Tellich, Telch. He's been down about 6 or 7 years.
Damn. That's bad. He came through Judge Collier?
And the other one. He had, I guess, 2 cases.
Yeah, Joyce Kimbler. She's the other judge.
Yeah, but she wasn't at the time. Her husband was.
Okay. Oh, so it would have been her husband, James Kimbler.
Yeah.
Right. Now, when I was first arraigned in his courtroom and he recused from my case, and I filed the document, and this is what I'm talking about now is also in my book on my website. I filed the document, and not only did Judge Collier recuse himself from my case, so did Joyce Kimbler. She had nothing to do with. She wasn't even on the bench when I went to trial. So why was she recused from my case? That's suspect, you know?
Right.
And Jim, everything from the altered transcripts to lying to the, just wait till we get to the felony 3. I got something for you. Where they deliberately lied to the jury. And how do I know they lied? Because not only did I know the truth, I have the entire police report from the Medina City Police Department, all 29 pages, and a copy of every picture they took.
You have 1 minute remaining.
And Attorney Stanley has the disc.
Hey,
Listen,
if you could call me tomorrow morning, I need to talk to you anyways. Okay?
Sure. What's a good time for you tomorrow, Jim?
Just in the morning, anytime.
Okay. I'll call you somewhere about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Or you could wait till 2 o'clock. We're going to do Christmas card signing, and you could say hi to everybody.
Sure. Sounds like fun.
Okay, and get your number approved on our business phone.
Okay. Sounds good. And listen, hey, I want to thank you, everyone, for listening. And I know that there are people out there marketing me, and I want to thank you very much.
Right, and there's going to be people that you got to convince too.
Oh, just lost you there, Jim.
Yeah, you're going to have to convince people as well. You know,
I'm sorry. Say that again.
you're going to have to convince. You're going to have to convince people as well.
Thank you for using GTL.
We lost him. I do believe Frank Woods is innocent. I had a chance to read a lot of his stuff, and one thing that is coming out of Medina County all around the same time was people were not getting fair hearings. And Monday night, we'll be interviewing James Tellich, who's on death row, who is also from Medina County. I had the same judges. They had, this coming year, we as a board decided we're going to protest county jails in different areas and get people really involved, because we need to bring awareness out, that we expect people to be treated fair, that we expect them to get a fair trial, and we expect a prosecutor to do his job, not just convict somebody just to put another notch on his belt. Everybody have yourself a great night, And tomorrow is Christmas signing, and I'd like to thank all those that have sent stamps in that donated financially. It's a blessing, and it really helps us out. Thank you, guys.